10 counts starts now.
Ooh, what up, though? Coming at you on a Thursday edition. Man, we've got a busy week in the city. It is fight week. If you guys have been paying attention, saw our chat with Tony Harrison, make sure you check him out Saturday on DAZN or at the Fox. But on Sunday, we got some wrestling action headed back to the Mitten, which, you know, we're always down with that here on Knockouts and Three Counts. So we got the return of our guy, Kerry Morton, coming through tonight, man. We appreciate you.
Yeah, man. Happy to be here. Happy to be here
yeah.
and talk about how great I am. It's fantastic.
You know, you usually seem to be pretty good at that, you know? Dude, the last time you came through, it was you and your boy AT, man. First of all, congrats to him on the wedding and all that stuff. So that was, tell me about that. How the hell does the Southern Six do a wedding, man? It looked like shit got pretty crazy.
It got crazy. There's a lot of things I probably can't discuss out here, but let's just say it got really wild, and AT is now a happily married man, and Kerry Morton is enjoying himself, and Cyrus Mason is with a lovely lady. Her name is Kerry as well, and so he calls her Good Kerry, and I'm just Kerry. So
I was gonna say, how does that work after you guys are a few deep?
You're right. Yeah, she's Good Kerry. I'm just Kerry, and we'll take it. And so, you know, it's Southern Six. We show up, baby. That's what we do. And so it was a great time in Vegas.
Hey, man, I just had the football game on before this, as we were talking about before we got on here. With me being in Detroit, man, the Lions are taking me on a fucking roller coaster ride right now. Dude, are you a football guy at all, man?
Yeah, absolutely. Go Birds.
Okay.
I'm a Philadelphia Eagles fan, baby.
Okay.
I'm a big Birds fan. When it comes to NFL, when it comes to NCAA, I love the University of Tennessee. I bleed orange. I'm a Tennessee boy. So go Vols all the way for some NCAA football, and then goes to the NFL, the pro leagues. Go Birds, man. Go Eagles.
Look here. All I'm going to say is their stadium was cold as fuck. I've only been there one time, and it was for WrestleMania 40. That was cold as fuck. But it was a nice stadium, and I still stick to what I said. Even though the Lions have put me on a roller coaster, we should have beat you that fucking game. But I digress. With that being said, dude, like I said, you guys are getting ready to come back here this Sunday for JCW Lunacy. First of all, you know, with us getting into the Christmas season and all those kind of things, of all fucking things you could ask for Christmas, why the fuck a steel cage match, dude?
Listen, it's not necessarily my first choice, but, you know, I'm a giver. I love to give back. And, you know, all the JCW Lunacy fans love and adore Kerry Morton. So it's only as I do is I give them a treat. They get to see me locked inside a steel cage with an opponent that, quite frankly, I have no idea, no recollection, no teaser, nothing of that nature. Violent J has nothing to do with it. I don't know. I don't know who's going to show up. I don't even know. It may be a Juggalo out of the damn crowd for all I care. I don't care. I genuinely don't care. I'll whoop their ass. I don't.
Wow, he's calling out the Juggalos too.
I'll call it the Juggalos, and you know what? I like the Juggalos. The Juggalos love me, and I like them, so we have a good relationship. And you know, they're cool with me for the most part. So listen, it's an open invitation. It's a cage match at the Harpo's, the notoriously warm, real warm. You know, real warm Harpo's.
That's what it's notorious for.
And the middle of December, so it's gonna be just fantastic. Really cool. Really nice and warm in there, so everybody make sure to wear your flip-flops and your Hawaiian t-shirts out there to come to Detroit this Sunday on the 21st of December to watch me start off the show. And did I tell you, and you probably already know this, that is a completely free show. Because of me. Because I'm that giving. I want to give everyone a free show. So JCW Lunacy's on the house from Kerry Morton.
Can't call Kerry Morton the Grinch out here, man. You heard the man. First show, you know, a free show is the best show, first of all. Sometimes, anyways. But a free show is always good in the world of wrestling. But, you know, we were talking about this before we went live, man. You know, I never thought this would be like words that would come out of my mouth, but dude, JCW just might be for the kids. Cause like I said, the last show we went to shout out to my guy, Ryan, who is checking this out right now. It says about 60 of you guys are in here. Make sure you guys hit that button, share it, all those good things. But, you know, we went there and he brought his son, JJ. We did a double shot. Shout out to Clash Wrestling. We were down there and then went over to, Harpo's for the last one, man. For anybody who's new to JCW, talk to me about the atmosphere of JCW Lunacy as I would venture to say that a JCW show is probably different than any other wrestling show that you might go to.
Yeah, I would say that, to say the least. But here's the thing with JCW now, we are in the PG era. That's something I'm proud to admit as a guy, the face of Juggalo Championship Wrestling. This lovely face that you see on the screen right in front of you. Me, not the ugly guy named Kyle. Me.
Damn, that's
the,
cold-blooded. Taking me out on my own show.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, with that being said, this beautiful face, we're going to run a PG show. So that being said, I do want the kids to come. I do want the children. I want the parents of their kids to come out here and enjoy free entertainment. That's what is important with this holiday, is giving back and letting people enjoy themselves and not have to worry about being able to afford a ticket. And also, if people are in the giving spirit, bring 3 canned foods. Canned foods. Don't bring the little bullshit, mashed potatoes and whatnot, but bring some really legitimate, good 3 canned foods and get into free admission. That's literally the price of admission, is 3 canned foods. You cannot beat that. I think it's an awesome idea. I think it's really cool and generous of Psychopathics, as they give back a lot to Detroit and especially Michigan, as that is their home base, and they're always about giving back to the community that fed them. So I think it's really neat, and I'm proud to be a part of this. And when you see my Southern Sick music hit and the Harpos goes wild, just know that I'm grateful to be there, genuinely.
Well, we got to talk about that now, dude. So how did we got, before we talk about Vince Russo and how he fits in with the Juggalos, dude, Kerry Morton and Juggalos aren't like the first thing that I would have thought of. So talk to me about that, man. Were you ever like an ICP guy before you ever started working with them? Or
no, their music sucks. I could care less. I don't care about ICP music. No. They should be listening to Kerry Morton sing. Genuinely, I'm a great singer. I'm a beautiful singer. Frank Sinatra, you name it, I could probably sing it. I was not a fan of ICP. I could tell you less. But you know what? Violent J, when he sees real, he recognizes real. When he sees money, he pays a lot of money to have more money. So he paid me a lot of money to come into Juggalo Championship Wrestling and make a name for myself. So that being said, no, I really don't know much about ICP. That's prior to me working with them. But, I would like to say that I love a few of their songs. They're in my rotation now. And to say the least, it's a great time. It's a great time to be a part of something that is booming, such as JCW Lunacy right now. I was on the first episode. I was on the prior episode that just came out, just ended 40 minutes ago, give or take. And now I'm before you as a handsome, good-looking dude that's the face of JCW Lunacy.
Well, we appreciate you taking the time to do so before you fly your ass out here to Detroit. But with that being said, man, I alluded to it a little bit. A lot of the news around JCW for the last little bit here has been you guys bringing in Vince Russo. Talk to me about that. What are your thoughts on Vince Russo being a part of JCW and JCW Lunacy?
I wouldn't say you guys. I would say JCW brought in Vince Russo. Now me, for my decision, I could care less. But you know what? Here's the thing. Vince Russo has brought ratings to the screen. He's brought more viewership. I have to admit that. You know what? On screen, I'm a good guy because Kyle, I'm a good guy. I applaud Vince Russo.
The best.
I applaud Vince Russo for bringing in more viewership to JCW Lunacy, for bringing a new direction. And now, if you just watched JCW Lunacy, the 62 episode that just aired tonight, you will see that I was the chosen person for Vince Russo to wrestle Violent J's mystery opponents. So, if those that are listening to this right now that haven't watched episode 62 on YouTube, completely free, you should go watch that. And you should see what I brought to the table as Vince Russo's guy. So I think it's neat. I think what he's bringing to the table is great, and a lot more viewership is happening on JCW Lunacy, and that means more people are going to see this lovely face. And so at the end of the day, that's all I care about, is more eyes on me. Selfish.
Hey, man, more eyes on Kerry Morton means more money in your pocket. I can't be mad at that, dude. Everybody needs a little more money in your pocket these days. But, the thing with Vince Russo being in there is, like you said, is immediately you got headlines just because of his name being attached to anything that has to do with creative. Another name that I've seen really popping up around JCW is Big Vito. Do you have any thoughts with that, man? Or is it just more business as usual, Kerry Morton and Kerry Morton only?
Big Vito goes in his direction and I go in my direction. We've collided a few times. I've said what I said because you know me. I'm a man not shy of any words, and I will say what's on my mind. And so I spoke to him on camera. I think our first legitimate conversation was on camera with the red light hitting us. There was no editing because we didn't have to edit. I'm raw. I'm genuine. I'm authentic. What I say comes out of my mouth. I think about everything that I say that comes out of my mouth. So that being said, I think Vito took a liking to me. He said I reminded him of himself when he was younger, which was 872 years ago. So who cares? Who cares about the old fart? For all I care now. What he knows is that he sees money within Kerry Morton, and so I'm gonna stop talking about myself so much. But he loves what he sees, and he sees greatness, and he sees the next JCW Lunacy World Heavyweight Champion, and he sees someone that is authentically going to put more asses in the seats. So Vito likes Kerry, and Kerry can like Vito. There you go. That's the answer you're looking for.
Hey, everybody's got to get along with it being the holidays. Before I let you get out of here, though, man, I'd be remiss if I didn't ask. Obviously, the last time we had you on, we were talking about all things NWA, man. I still am a big fan of what we're seeing with what you got going on with the NWA. One of the things I wanted to ask you about that I haven't gotten to, I talked to AT about it. Talk to me about you and him getting to win the Crockett Cup, dude. I mean, that's dope with your pops, with your pops lineage in NWA and stuff like that. Like, talk to me about that. I know when I saw that, I popped immediately. Was like, yo, that's dope.
Man, that was one of those really, really feel good moments, to say the least. Winning the Crockett Cup, which is, for those that are listening that don't know about the Crockett Cup, is a prestigious tag team wrestling tournament in professional wrestling. It started with Jim Crockett in 1985. Then it's been a lineage for many years since then, and only a few tag teams that are worthy get to go through the full finals to make it to the final round. And myself and Alex Taylor, the Southern Six, made it to the final round in Forney, Texas, in front of a sold-out house, in which we won the tournament and got to raise the trophy high. So really, really feel-good moment. I've watched a lot of those tapes, especially growing up in the backseat of my dad's car on a DVD player, getting these burnt CDs of old Crockett and watching them as, we're making towns and whatnot. I'm seeing all this history and the lineage and all the programs. And if you know me, I'm a huge nostalgia wrestling collector. So I love programs and legitimate wrestling belts and wrestling gear and whatnot. So something that really meant a lot to me, especially with WPC, the president of the National Wrestling Alliance, Billy Corgan, WPC, William Patrick Corgan, putting a lot of trust in us to represent and be the faces for the 2024 Crockett Cup winners. So a little back. So since then, we've won the United States Tag Team Championships, and then we've been featured on JCW Lunacy. We've traveled all over the world and continuously wrestling for independent wrestling promotions, as well as making waves for ourselves. We love making towns. I love making towns. And so I make it a big point to, bring my history along with me, my knowledge, and hopefully give back to those that are in the locker room and those that want to listen and those that want to take my advice and want to come see that old school Southern grit professional wrestler in which I stand before you as Kerry Morton.
Absolutely, man. Shout out to Billy Corgan, NWA, man. Like I said, I'm a big fan of everything that they've done there. Like you said, I'm an old school wrestling junkie myself, dude. So I love to go back and watch a lot of the older stuff. And I love the fact that under Billy's, leadership, it's kind of, still kind of keeps some of that old school vibe to it too. Like, I think that helps kind of like set it apart from what you're seeing with the WWE and AEW, all those kind of things, because it still kind of has that old school vibe to a degree, like it used to have back in the day, which I think helps set it apart. For anybody who's maybe not watching NWA, talk to me about the state of NWA right now, man. Because like I said, I keep up on it, but I know not everybody that's watching sees everything. So talk to me about the current state with NWA.
Yeah, I mean, man, NWA Power is on the Roku channel. Right now, we are on the Roku Sports channel, which if those that have a smartphone or a device of any caliber or smart TV, which is a Roku TV, you can download the Roku app. And every Tuesday, we come on with new episodes at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time with NWA Power. I was just featured on this past episode this past Tuesday on NWA Power in, I think, the main event. And then I was just in the main event of JCW Lunacy today, which is Thursday. So, it's going great. I just re-signed a new contract with the National Wrestling Alliance, which I'll announce on here. that will go into effect on January 1st of 2026. And then it would extend until the end of 2027. So almost a 2-year contract with the NWA. And so I got my eyes on the prize. Who wouldn't want to be the NWA World Heavyweight Champion? You know, I got to say, my tag team partner, my best friend, the Southern Six Cyrus Mason, is currently the NWA World Heavyweight Champion, in which I'm not trying to step on his feet and piss off a 6'3", 250-pound man. But at the end of the day, we're all chasing that rush, and that rush for me is trying to win that championship in the foreseeable future. So who knows? Who knows where the future may go? But all I can say right now is NWA is going well, and those that are wrestling fans that enjoy that nostalgia and studio wrestling and enjoy, you know, professional wrestling for what it is, raw, unfiltered wrestling, then tune in to NWA Power on the Roku Sports Channel every Tuesday, and you can follow up with other episodes that play on there as well.
I mean, I got to give credit, just like you did, to our current NWA champion, the Thrillbilly, man. Definitely shout out to him. And like we were talking about before we hit the air, you know, past guest of the show, Miranda Gordy, told me to let you guys know that, like, if you guys watched that episode, you would know she would handpick Thrillbilly to play her pops as he did in Iron Claw, which that was quite the thing. She goes, no, I would have picked Silas Mason without them even picking. So that's always a funny thing every time I hear from him. But, you know, with that said, next time you talk to him, you got to tell him he's got to come through knockouts and 3 counts. He's the last of the Southern Six that hasn't joined the show yet. So we've got to make that one happen one of these days.
Well, I'll see what he's up to in the near future and maybe make that a reality here soon. So 2026 around the corner. My Christmas gift to you. There you are.
See, there you go. You know, just as I was about to ask you, what would be Kerry Morton's Christmas gift? Do you got a list of goals that you got as we go into 2026, man? You're getting ready to finish out 2025. What's the goals for Kerry Morton in 2026?
Number one goal is everyone in this chat that's listening to this right now should Venmo me generously $25. You know, I think that's a really good thing. Just everyone that's listening right now, just go ahead and Venmo me 25. Yeah, especially you, Ryan. It's in the chat.
He was the one that had the kid with the mullet.
Cool. Well, Ryan can go ahead and Venmo me $25 for just me being just cool as ever, and that's a goal for me. That's wrapping up the end of the show. And with that being said, you know, there's many goals. There's many things that I want to do. I want to continue to pack out arenas. I want to continue to headline arenas. I want to continue to have great matches and stay healthy while doing that, and also helping the young generation. You know, I'm only 24, but I feel as if I've been in this business my whole life, in which I have. But continues helping the young guys that's coming up and breaking in and trying to make something. So those that are listening, if I'm at a wrestling show or whatnot, come talk to me. I do some seminars. You may be able to learn a thing or two from me or whatnot, and try to put over the young talent that's coming in today. So that's the goals for 2026, is to stay healthy, still perform and entertain, and give the fans their money's worth.
You heard it, man. Get your money's worth. Make sure you come check out JCW Lunacy this Sunday at the legendary Harpo's. This Saturday, make sure you're in the building at the legendary Fox Theater as Tony Harrison steps into the ring once again. We've got the rematch of past guests of the show, Olivia Curry and Kay Scott, coming all the way from Australia this Saturday. We've got all the action you need right here in the mitten, but you got to make sure you hit that subscribe button so you see all the action from knockouts and 3 counts. Shout out to our sponsors, Michigan Street Unlimited. Make sure you check them out. 7 cars are going to be in the Autorama. You're going to have 5 different car shows they're at this year. Make sure you check them out. Tell Cody Caudill and all them knockouts and 3 counts sent you. And until next time, and in the in-between time, hit that button. Peace. Appreciate